You can tell from the very first bike that Nireeka has made how much they've improved in their product. This would have to be the best built Nireeka bike, I reckon. I haven't seen a Nix. I own a Homie, I own a Prime, but just looking at this, there's a lot of work gone into the engineering and design of this frame. They've even thrown a set of Allen keys in this time to help put the boat together, I'm guessing. That is wonderful. Great work, Nireeka. This is incredible. I have a set of Allen keys. I've got heaps of Allen keys. I don't need them, but not everybody has a set of Allen keys. Got a slide mechanism. Okay, this is a battery. The battery came fully charged. I actually tried to charge it, but it didn't even need it. So it's a matter of, yeah, should, if I've got it correctly, go in there like that. That's locked in. And the cover plate. Hi Nireeka fans, and hello to my Australian friends, because I've just received this bike and I think I'm the first one in Australia to receive it. I have to say thank you to Nireeka, because I actually didn't buy this bike, they sent it to me. I'm a big fan of Nireeka, always have been since day one, along with many others actually. I'm not a bike mechanic by any means, I'm a bike lover. Since a kid I was able to change all components of my bike, even re-rim it, buckle my wheels all the time. Used to do everything to my bikes, and when I got the Nireeka Homie, I went about trying to resolve some of the issues with it, and I helped not only the people who also purchased the Nireeka, but also Nireeka themselves with advice and help. And then I bought the Prime, and I bought the Prime because it's a mid-drive fat bike, ideal for where I live. And as you can see, this is where I live, in the hills. And Nireeka said to me, look Nick, for all your support and your help, we'd like to give you this bike to trial it out and give us an honest review. I'll be honest with you, I haven't ridden it much, but I can tell, when I say I haven't ridden it much, I've only ridden it for about half an hour. There's still minor adjustments I'd like to make on the bike. But I have to say, it is the best built bike out of all the bikes that Nireeka has built. Now, I haven't got a Nix, so I can't comment on the Nix. I can comment on the Prime, and I can comment on the Homie. And all the mistakes that they've learned along the way. It's like every other manufacturer of cars and bikes and motorbikes or whatever, even technology. You learn from your mistakes and you make the next model better. And this is exactly what they've done with the Revenant. They've learned from all their previous mistakes, and they've made all the improvements on this bike here. And you don't have to look far. The spokes on the rear wheel, it's a 1000 watt motor, hub motor. The spokes on the wheels, I haven't measured them with a micrometer, but I'm guessing they're at least two and a bit mil thick. Probably going on to 3 almost, but they're quite thick. The suspension on the bike, it's a full frame, not unlike the Prime and the Homie, where the seat sat only on this bar here with a support over here. I would go as far as to say that this is the strongest frame out of all the frames. Out of the three, I'm leaving the Nix out of it. So when I'm talking about frames, I'm talking about the Homie, I'm talking about the Prime, and I'm talking about the Revenant, because I do not have a Nix and I've never ridden one. It's a full suspension bike. And then you've got the front as well, suspension. When it arrives with no air on the front. So when you're putting your bike together, you need to take this cap off here, which just screws off. and pump some air into it. I put about 120 psi in mine. Actually, I lie, I put 130, that way I can take some out. But it has to settle first. The bike, the way it came, the front brake is on this side and the rear brake is on this side. Accelerator is here. Integrated light comes on from here. They've done a wonderful job on the bike. Well done, Nireeka. What I do love about this bike that they haven't done on their previous bikes is this cover here, where it actually protects the battery. So if you're going to buy a Revenant, one of the things you've got to look forward to is that it comes with a key and a switch here, which turns off and on the power to the bike. I've turned it off, and I'm going to show you something about the battery that I really like on this bike. Now, I mentioned earlier, this bike comes with a battery, so you just slide this cover on and then push this lock up. Now, make sure when you're pushing this lock that you push it all the way so that it locks in position. Otherwise, you're going to ride your bike and it'll come off while you're riding it. And depending on how much attention you're paying, you may not even notice that you've dropped it. So it's very important that you lock that up properly. Now, if you want to remove your battery, this is what Nireeka have done different with this bike in comparison to the Homie and the Prime. Check this out. So I'm going to take the battery out. Look at that. It has a handle. Don't you love it? And it allows you to comfortably carry this battery, which is quite heavy, without any problems whatsoever. Well done, Nireeka. You really have outdone yourselves with this bike. Now, make sure you put it in properly. Again, this thing here, and that's it. Now that is locked properly. Now, while I'm down here, see these Allen keys? You also get that with your Revenant. Why do you get this? So you can put your bike together, because this is all you're going to need. In fact, you don't even need all of them. You only need 2, maybe 3. 3 actually, to put your bike together. One for the handlebars, one for the axle. Actually, I think that's it. That's all you need them for. So I just love that they've actually thought about these little things. So well done, Nireeka. This is definitely your best bike ever. So anyone who's actually purchased a Revenant on the Indiegogo site, you're not gonna regret it. Even if you bought the base model with the cadence sensor, this one has the cadence sensor. It rides beautifully. It's almost, I would say, almost like a torque sensor. Completely 2 different things. The torque sensor works on how much pressure you apply on your pedals. This doesn't. You just simply pedal. But it almost feels like it's got a torque sensor. So if you can't afford a torque sensor, don't stress. You're still getting a bloody good bike. This one here's a 10-speed. All my other bikes are 11-speed. They've got the big cogs on the back of them so I can climb up and down the mountain. This one doesn't have it. It doesn't matter. It's a rear hub wheel. If I accelerate, it's going to get me up that hill. I would have preferred, if I was to have a choice, I would have ordered the 11-speed with a 52-tooth cog for first gear, because I can use it here on the mountain, but the average person wouldn't use it. Unless you're climbing really steep hills, you're not going to use it. Excellent bike. Excellent choice if you've bought one. I wish you all the best with it. And this is a 19-inch frame. 19-inch frame. I'm about 173 centimetres. Perfect size for me. If you're anything above, I would say probably 180 or close to 180, I would go with a slightly bigger frame. But I could also ride the 17-inch frame, I reckon, as well. I don't know about the 19-inch. I probably could handle that as well. But this one, the 21-inch. But the 19-inch for me is perfect. I really enjoy it. The Prime's a 17 and my Homie's a 19-inch, and my wife's got the Homie in the 17-inch. And what I love about this bike over the Prime is its nimbleness and the amount of turn this steering wheel has. It's completely free of the frame, and that's what I love about this bike. It absolutely is incredible, and I actually look forward to riding it. I'm going to do another video, and I'm going to ride the Prime with a group of friends and the homies, and I'm going to see how they compare and what they think of each bike as well.